Hello and welcome everyone, another race with the JustRace community, this time the Tuesday race in the silhouettes, 2 times 20 minutes, just a few seconds away from the start, starting in third place. Let's see how we do.
Okay Bart, get ready.
Waiting for the 5 red lights, and as soon as they go off we can go. There we go. A little bit of wheel spin, but we get a pretty good start, although the car in the second place, the blue JBL car, getting a very good start, going into first straight away. Braking quite early, although later than the two guys in front for turn 1, and I get hit once and then twice in turn 1. We lose 3 positions, we go back into 6. Now it's just a case of fighting back. Going in the inside of red and white car in turn 2, and I was actually quite surprised. I managed to overtake him and he didn't come back on me.
Still there.
Here the white and green car going very fast, misjudging his braking point and overshooting the corner, so we go back into 4th position straight away. We can see the gap to the guys ahead quite big, so I just need to focus, try to catch up if I can, but also not let the guys behind overtake me. The blue car that had a very good start, going a little bit wide on the exit of the last corner and having a little bit of a scary moment going onto the grass. So we managed to overtake him, but you will see that he will come back at us very fast.
Sector 3 is clear.
Guys in first and second having a nice battle, and that gives me a hope that if they do keep fighting, then I will be able to catch up, as fighting always slows you down a little bit. But we'll see how that goes. I also have a car very close behind. Braking a little bit too early for this corner. It is a very difficult corner to judge the braking zone, as there isn't really any markers. So braked a little bit too early, had to accelerate before the apex, but didn't lose too much time, fortunately.
Sector 2 is clear. Yellow flag sector 3.
End of lap 2, we're back in 3rd position where we started. The grid has shuffled a little bit. The guy that started in front of us is now behind, so I need to be careful. He might catch up, and as you see, he will catch up. Getting a little bit of oversteer out of turn 1, but that's okay. These cars are very powerful and very light. It is quite difficult to get all the power down out of the exit, but it is actually quite fast to have a little bit of an oversteer. If you look closely, you can see the position behind us has changed. There is a blue car right behind us, not the white one anymore, which means the blue car that started in front of us has now overtaken 4th place, and is now in 4th. And he will close up to us very quickly, so I need to be wary of that.
That was a 102.93. The guy behind has just done a 102.37.
As you can hear, the guy behind over half a second quicker on that last lap. But I can also see that I'm closing to the guys ahead, at least at this stage. So I'm quite interested in taking the fight to them and hopefully getting a better position.
Sector 1 is yellow.
Going just a little bit wide of that corner there.
Sector 1 is clear.
The guys ahead very close to each other. The yellow car goes defensive as I go very wide, and the blue car comes up to me very quickly, and he's actually on the right hand side. He might be running a little bit more downforce than I, because we do outdrag him in the
yellow flag in sector 2.
Straight. So, 5th lap, still in 3rd place, but now having a car behind us very close. So we need to go defensive as much as I can. and try to hold him off for as long as I can, but we still have over 15 minutes of this race left.
Yellow flag.
And here the car in second almost spins, doesn't spin exactly, but stops on the track. I had to get off the throttle at the exit of that corner, but that means we get promoted into second. But just in the next corner, the blue car goes ahead of us.
Okay, Bart, 15 minutes left. That's 15 minutes. Come on,
Brake a little bit early here, just to make sure I don't run into the back of the JBL car. Still very close behind that car, so I can have a look at following him in the slipstream on the start-finish straight and see if I can overtake him into the first corner.
That lap time was 103.62.
Very similar speeds into the first corner and very similar braking points, so I didn't have a chance to overtake him, but he does go a little bit wide on the exit, allowed me to close up to him a little bit, but then he gets a better run out of the corner.
Sector 2 is clear.
A little bit of understeer into this corner, going a little bit wide on the entrance, wider than I would have liked, and that sacrifices a little bit of speed on the straight. You can see the car ahead getting away ever so slightly. Having a big oversteer moment here. That's a little bit too much oversteer for what I was saying earlier. That will slow me down a little bit.
Yellow flag in sector 2, green flag sector 3. Yellow flag.
You can now see the car behind has closed up a lot. As someone is very wide, rejoins the track, likely doesn't go into the racing line, and we go through smoothly. The car behind very close to us now. He did have a look on the outside of that corner, but that's not a good overtaking place on the outside. So he stays behind as someone gets a drive-through penalty. Could be for cutting the track, unfortunately. RaceRoom is quite strict on that.
102.05. That lap was a 102.85. Sector 3 is yellow.
We go very wide into the last corner, and as you just heard the crew chief, the car behind has gone alongside us. Once again, we seem to have dragged the car on the straight, although not as fast as the blue car. You might have just pulled out of that before the braking zone, as the first corner is very tight and could be a little bit difficult to go into side by side.
Car to your left, you're clear left.
Once again, misjudging the braking point into this corner and slowing down a little bit too early, had to go back on the accelerator.
On your right, clear on your right. Right, clear on the right side.
Yellow flag, stay sharp.
We both made a few mistakes into the last corner, myself and the white and green car. So He did manage to overtake here,
Incident clear. Green
but
flag.
Clear on your
I go
left.
back
Your
in
lap
front
time was at
on the straight as I go a better
103.44.
exit. And unfortunately, the car that had the drive-through gets disqualified. So you do have to serve the drive-through within 3 laps of receiving it, as we spoke later.
You've got 10 minutes
It seemed
left.
that
10
the
minutes
driver
to go.
didn't know he
Okay,
had the
Bart,
penalty.
keep doing what you're doing. This is spot on. You're halfway home. Got plenty of fuel.
So we're just over halfway through the race, finishing lap number 10. You can see the lead has now changed. The blue car is in front of the yellow car. But I don't seem to be gaining any time on them, so at this stage I just try to focus on keeping the 3rd place and not letting the white and green car overtake us.
Yellow flag in sector 1. Sector 1 is clear.
Right side. They're still there.
The white car seems to get a better
Hold your line.
braking for the previous corner, and he does go on the inside of us and stays on the side. It's very difficult to go into this corner here side by side, so I just slowed down massively
Oh no,
to not push him off
Come
the
on,
track.
mate, defend your position.
Crew chief a little bit unhappy with that overtake. We go back to 4th position now, but we can try to fight back.
P4. That lap time was 103.77.
The blue car on the left is not the car that was leading the race, it's someone being lapped. I think he's actually being lapped second time by us. Here, having a look at the inside, I'm not sure what happened to the white car. He seemed to brake a little bit
Used half your fuel.
too late, gone wide, and I managed to go on the inside, but unfortunately the exit
Sector
from that
3 is
corner
clear.
and these cars mean that if you have a better exit, you will go in front. So we do stay in 4th for now. Another driver getting a drive-through penalty, again probably for cutting the track. This is only a 20-minute race, so no mandatory pit stop. People don't need to pit, there's no reason to. As we go on the inside of the white and green car into turn 1, side by side on the exit, but he gets a wider exit, and that means higher speed, and he manages to overtake us into turn 2.
Left rear is hot.
But again, goes a little bit wide.
On the right.
I go on the inside, but he will stay on the right of us and go back into 3rd with a higher speed. As I was saying, there is no reason to pit within this 20-minute race. The tyres will last a much longer distance than 20 minutes actually. We could also fuel a lot more.
Yellow flag.
White flag meaning there is a slow car, someone pitting, probably the driver that had the drive-through. We could fuel a lot more and have a longer race, but as I said at the start, we are running 2 20-minute races on that evening. This is the first of them.
Still there. Hold it. Clear right.
Here I have to go off the throttle at the exit as the white and green car is a little bit slow. But there wasn't any space to try overtake him. can see if you look at the timing bar at the top and also on the
Okay,
screen,
Bart, 10 minutes
you
of fuel
can see
remaining.
that the blue car that was in front is now miles ahead of everyone. Very fast driver in first, already over 7 seconds in front of us, and almost 4-second lead on the second car. We are in fourth out of 23 drivers, I think, that are racing with us, or 22 now after the disqualification. So a good position, and we do have a healthy lead of 5th place. So it is just the case now, as the crew chief says, only 5 minutes left of trying to fight for the third and for the podium.
Looks like a bit of a wear on your left front.
Yep, that's okay. We're on the front. Obviously, those are the wheels that turn, so we do expect them to get a bit more wear. Also, I am running a lot more camber on the front than on the rear, so the tires will get used more. However, just a little bit of wear on the front is nothing major. These cars do drive very similarly as they did at the start.
Your left side tyres are hot.
This is a clockwise circuit, so left-hand side tyres get more abuse, more right-hand corners. But unfortunately in these cars it is not possible to adjust tyre pressures, which would even that out. We could adjust suspension springs, make them softer, but fronts are already as soft as they can be. And clearly the tyre is still getting hot, however that doesn't affect the driving too much. Yellow car in front coming out of nowhere, he is being lapped at the moment. Slow down the white car a little bit as he was pulling away from me. I'm now back close to the white car. Let's see if I can overtake him in the next 2 minutes of this race. Getting a good run out of the last corner. The white car goes defensive on the inside. I will just tack into the slipstream. You can see we are now closing in. So I'll pull out of the slipstream. I don't want to outbrake myself and hit the white car. We go side by side into turn 1 as he goes a little bit wide and bumps into me, but that's okay. And he stays in third.
Sector 1 is clear.
Right side.
Green flag, sector 2.
Clear to your right.
End of lap 18, and it looks like this will be the last lap, number 19. White car unfortunately pulling it a little bit away from us on this second half of last lap. You can now see there's a big group of cars in front of us, some of them being lapped. unfortunately it
Yellow
doesn't
flag.
5 minutes of fuel
appear to be
remaining.
too
5
difficult.
minutes.
Most of the drivers are aware of who's around them and that they need to let others by. As the blue Red Bull car is
Green
on
flag,
the
you're
gravel
clear.
again. I'm not sure if that's the same guy that we already
Stay
lapped
right.
twice. Unfortunately, I hit
Medial
the
left.
Castro car here. That was my bad. I got a little bit oversteer and had to counter steer, and I counter steered into him.
Sector
Sorry
2
about
is
that.
clear. We're seeing a bit of wet on your front tyres.
Out of the last corner, it is indeed a race finish. We will finish in 4th, just outside the podium, but a good position. Thank you for watching. Once again, this was a Just Race community race. If you want to join us, head to justrace.net, register. This was a completely free content, and we have more of these coming up. So if you want to race with us, register there. Make sure you sign up early, and we'll see you next time.